Oui, effectivement, ouais, pour acheter les skins, parce que la sentinelle qui est le perso le plus customisé du jeu, tu mets 2 skins dessus et tu espères les vendre? Non.
I'm ecstatic.
Ceinturon est un breton,
Because when
lol.
I'm sitting in the back and I'm looking at Twitch chat and I'm having a lot of fun.
We love the Twitch chat. It's great.
Makes me happy.
Yes, everybody
En fait, ils ont dit on met des efforts dans chaque détail de nos maps pour faire plaisir à nos joueurs. Je suis désolé, mais les maps, à part le tout petit changement, sont toujours les mêmes. C'est pas faux.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all
good
love.
Le casque du victimaire a un aspect émissaire, c'est pas mal. Oui, c'est l'un des seuls qu'on a fermé, enfin un vrai casque chevalier fermé. C'est pour ça que je suis hypé. Alors, testing ground, qu'est-ce qui va se passer?
Just first things first, there's two things I want to bring up, right?
Alors,
First, well, we've spoken about it, I think, the last time. But the Peacekeeper testing grounds that we did for Year 8, Season 4 will not be coming in this season. We've gotten a lot of feedback, some of it positive, some of it negative. We've decided to go back to a little bit to the drawing board, specifically with Tier 3. Numbers were like not necessarily the right numbers for other feats as well, but the Tier 3 feat.
je pense que JC est malade, le pauvre.
We got the data basically on side dodges. It was like way too strong on front dodges. It was a really interesting thing. So we might be exploring that a little bit later. But for now, Peacekeeper is not going to be happening in this patch. It's okay. That's why we have testing grounds. That's the important part of it. The other thing I want to talk about is something I've been noticing quite a bit, and honestly, it's my fault. We haven't spoken about it, but the anti-gang testing ground that we did last.
Ah oui, le testing ground d'il y a un an.
We did not forget about it, as you well know. It's
I track it every.
and it's not something. It's something that is still in our plans. It's still something we want to go. It's just that, to be completely transparent and honest and open to our players, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's complicated. We have to go through the data. We have to do a lot of stuff, and so it's taking longer than we would have liked.
Ça prend pas un an, je suis désolé.
It's going to be shipping at some point, just not today, clearly, but it is coming. I just want to reassure people, it is coming. We're working on it. It's just that sometimes it can take a bit more time than we want to be able to reintegrate and push the data, especially when it's something that big. It makes a big difference there.
That's right, yeah.
So that's
Je suis pas convaincu. Je suis pas convaincu que c'est un testing ground que genre ils ont modifié 10 € sur 20 problématiques et pour faire les 10 autres ou les 15 autres. Ah, les feats du Berzerker, bah.
We had Warden feats and then Peacekeeper feats. Now we're doing only Berzerker feats this time. The next testing ground that we're going to be having next season will not be on feats. It won't be on a single hero. It's a bigger change that we're trying.
Arrêtez de faire des testing grounds uniques, c'est incroyable. Donc là, ce qu'ils vont faire, donc ils vont faire un testing ground là sur le Berzerker, et la saison prochaine, donc dans 3 mois, il va y avoir un testing ground sur un héros, mais qui sera pas sur ses feats. Mais on sait pas. Donc, on verra.
And his identity is really like trading hits with opponents, right? You're a Berzerker, you're unstoppable, you still want to hit, he has plenty of armor, all that stuff kind of works well. But then the feats that he has are not necessarily super synergistic with his kit. So this is what we're trying to push towards. So, first feat.
Qui nerf les projectiles. Ouais, on verra.
So that used to be his third feat. We put it to first slot, lower damage a little bit. But there's an extra little thing that's kind of interesting here, and you can see it on the line there. Whereas when you take damage,
LOL. Si tu te fais toucher, tu réduis le cooldown de ta hache de lancer. C'est OP. Pour un tier 1 à 15 de dégâts, c'est OP. Parce que le spam d'hyper armure que tu vas te faire toucher littéralement toutes les 2 secondes, tu vas en balancer 2 ou 3 DH par duel. C'est OP, 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 OP. Ah oui, ça va sortir. Mettez-le à 10, c'est quoi le problème avec un feat à 10 de dégâts, quoi. Surtout pour un tier 1. J'aurais mis à 8 de dégâts, perso.
Now it's whenever you get hit by a non-minion opponent, really, really important. Like if you go into the minion lane, this is going to trigger. It increases your attack damage and your movement speed by 20% in 5 seconds. It does not refresh on hit, and it replaces your execution. So basically, the idea here is, again, you can see the synergy, right?
Ah putain.
this means
Pardon, mais non.
you're going to deal extra damage, you're going to move faster. So depending on what kind of situation you're in, you can
Mais
run out of a fight.
oh la
go
vache.
do something,
Mais
and
non.
you'll get there easier. You can chase after
Genre,
somebody,
si tu te fais attaquer par un adversaire, hein,
keep wailing and keep hitting people. On top of this,
tes dégâts vont augmenter
that refreshes
de 20%, ce qui est déjà OP, mais en plus, ta vitesse d'attaque va augmenter de 20%. C'est-à-dire que tes light openers sont à 400 ms et tes light en chaîne ou soft feinté, etc. vont être à genre 333 ms. N'importe quoi.
It's really different from Fury.
Infinite stamina.
This gives you infinite stamina.
Oh là 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 là.
And it makes all of your attacks enhanced for 30 seconds on a 60-second cooldown. So this is going to be up really, really, really often.
Donc c'est un feat qui c'est littéralement de la vengeance. Vengeance pour 30 secondes, sauf que t'as pas le bouclier, t'as pas le bonus de dégâts et la super armor et quand tu paries ça met les gens par terre, etc. Mais donc du coup t'as une endurance infinie et tes attaques sont améliorées. Donc tu peux mettre des dégâts de blocage, ta chaîne n'est pas interrompue si ta light se fait bloquer. C'est identitaire quoi, mais wow. Ah, ils ont pas chômé. Hein.
Where it becomes really, really, really different, interesting, is where we have feat 4. So sit down, hold on to your seats.
I'm already sitting.
Mon Dieu, je m'accroche à mon slip.
I can't see chat right now, and I know people are going to be like, "What is this?" Either we're cooking or we're not cooking the right thing, but it doesn't matter. It's super interesting. Yeah. It is Valhalla's Blessing. So when you pop your tier 4, you gain permanent stance, and your hit points cannot be dropped below 1 for 20 seconds. It's on a 2-minute cooldown, it replaces Berzerker, right? So this is really...
Ah putain. Non. Ils ont mis un feat immortalité.
Outside of this, your HP will not go below 1.
What
so the thing is, when the feat expires, if you're gonna stay at the HP you're at. So if you're at 1, you're gonna stay at 1. You're gonna take 1 hit, you're gonna die. Really, this is like a last stand kind of crazy thing where you pop it, you become this unkillable death machine. On top of your tier 3 that you can probably pop at the same time. That'll give you infinite stam and all your attacks are enhanced. Yeah.
Oh la vache!
Tier 2 that'll give you more damage when you take damage. So this is like, hey, you can take damage.
What
and
the fuck?
If you're at 1 HP, you take damage, it still counts. It still triggers, so it still counts there. And your feat 1 gets refreshed faster and faster and faster. So really, it's...
Ça va tellement être bug à la sortie, mais...
Revenge is not going to cut it.
C'est même pas le problème.
Pop this, you're going to survive it. They're gonna try to...
Ah putain!
Like, you still gain revenge as well, you still get everything. So it's
ouais, je suis
really
un peu abasourdi quand même. Hein.
Hardcore fits the fantasy of Berzerker here. Yeah. And we've really tried to make a feat kit that really worked with the hero's fight kit, with the fantasy, and how it all kind of merged together to get something super interesting, really different.
Ils ont un peu craqué leur slip, honnêtement.
Right? Like, you're gonna pop this, people can just like potentially stop attacking you. Sure. You can back off a little bit, and then
oui, 20 Chigan contre 2 Berzerker, jamais.
But it's really about how can you use this effectively to be able to use the, hey, I can't die, so I'm gonna have fun a little bit. So that's the idea here for this feat testing grounds. Again, I can't see chat. I don't know if people are happy or not, but I'll be rewatching it. It's okay. Yeah. But really, that's what we're doing now. So I know we didn't have a lot of people playing the Peacekeeper testing grounds. Go try this as much as you can. We need the data. We need all that sort of stuff.
Ouais, mais
you can, and again, this is something that you feel it on.
Est-ce que genre le Berzerker est un héros prioritaire en plus de ça?
Like, what do you mean I can't die?
What do you mean?
Right? And then our programmers were like, we're gonna do this, you know. So, but at the same time, once you try it out and once you play with it,
bro,
like, oh, you know what? This actually isn't that bad. It feels really good to use. And it's not it's not an I win button, right? Right. So it's really a big difference in what you can do. And it might seem too strong on paper, but when you play with it, when you mess around with it, you'll see it's a lot more interesting. That's super fun. So that is it for our testing rounds for this season. So yeah, please go play it, go try it out, give us your feedback at the usual channels. We'll be happy to hear what you have to say.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you
Eh
very much,
ben,
JC. Super spicy one. Really looking forward to all that. So we hope you are too.
eh ben, ouais.
Give us your feedback. Again, this,
On y reviendra à la fin du stream parce que je pense que j'ai besoin d'intégrer un peu les infos, mais
the Bound by Blood event will be running this one, so keep an eye out on your
mais
all the socials for that.
je pense qu'ils sont allés un peu trop loin, honnêtement. C'est un peu beaucoup. La hache qui refresh plus tu te fais taper, ça va être spammable de ouf. Avec 15 de dégâts, non merci. Enfin, c'est pas possible. Tier 2, j'ai déjà oublié ce que c'était. Oui, tu accélères la vitesse d'attaque. N'importe quoi, n'importe quoi. Ah la vache. Et plus stamina infinie, attaque améliorée, et en tier 4 par la suite, vie infinie littéralement, hein, et hyper armure infinie. Non, je pense qu'ils ont craqué un peu leur slip, mais on verra, on y reviendra à la fin du stream.